101 Days of Summer. And that was tagged by Pat at Book Chat with Pat, and also by Greg at Ghost Readers in the Sky. Got some books to hold up, some stories to tell. Prompt 1, BBQ Time. Pick a favorite author. They are inviting you to a barbecue to announce their newest work. What do you hope they are announcing? What are you bringing to share? Well, I'm going to go with an author not talked a lot about on Booktube, Harry Crews, Scar Lover. I've read this book probably 5 times. It's one of those books for me. I've been threatening to do a video about books I've read more than 3 times. But this book came out in, I think, the early 90s. I want to show you something in here. 92. Dedicated to Sean Penn. Yes, the actor and activist. This book is dedicated to my mainmost man, Sean Penn. And then he quotes from James Dickey. Guilt is magic, James Dickey. I mean, Harry Crews was a well, you can't call him a Southern gentleman, but he was a true grit. He was a real grit, you know. I used to have this book inscribed by him. I visited from Toledo, Ohio, back in the late 80s. I was accepted to the University of Florida in Gainesville, and then Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona. I visited Gainesville first. I have family people in Daytona Beach. Anyway, met him. My cousin even, it was like he came in too because it was a big event. I corresponded with him and read his books. Greg and I are going to read this sometime next year. I read it with Brian at Bookish too. I've given it away. He inscribed this book to me. He inscribed several. I brought them down in like a book bag. But this one, it was like something like, we all have to take it, but when you take it to the hoop. Weird like that. I'll put up a photo, lastly, about Harry Crews. You see this tiny photo he did on this tour? He went on talk shows like, see his haircut? He's got a mohawk, wearing an Oakland Raiders shirt, and his tattoo is of a skull, and it says, how do you like your blue-eyed boy now, Mr. Death? It's from E. Cummings. I'll put up a bigger picture here. So anyway, it happened really fast. I didn't go out to eat or anything with him, unfortunately. Went out to eat, though, with my cousin. I remember Joe's Cafe. It was on the water. We all had fish sandwiches. Prompt 2, 10 minutes later. Road trip. Pick a real-world setting from a recent or not-so-recent read. What would that road trip look like to you? Well, I've been buddy reading Babel, finally getting to that. I'm buddy reading it with Jenny Jables, whom is a friend of mine. And it's by Rebecca F. Chang. A lot of people have read Babel and liked it. Greg surprised me. He said he liked it. I also read Yellowface by her and really enjoyed it because it's about writers, and I used to be one. Still kind of am. I write a lot in hand. Does thinking count as writing? No. Prompt 3, camping. Oh, so what would the road trip look like? It's in Oxford, England, in academia, 19th century. So 1800s, you know. That era is really intriguing, isn't it? I think it's Sherlock Holmes. 3, camping. Do you rough it, say tent and a sleeping bag? Or do you require amenities? Will you read more than usual? See, I enjoy camping. I haven't camped in in over 10 years, I used to camp a lot back in the day, 10, 15 years ago in Arizona. Used to hike a lot, mountains, Camelback Mountain and that, Cashua Peak, I can't pronounce the name correctly. But then Grand Canyon, South Grand Canyon, Havasupai. They have Supai Indians down the bottom of the Grand Canyon. But I love camping. You know who doesn't like camping? Angelia. No camping for Angelia. I'll link to her channel too. She did a really excellent, energetic, informative, and very funny version of this tag. 4, festivals. You're attending a Booktube festival where dressing as one of your favorite literary characters is only a requirement. Who do you go dressed as and why? How about I go as Alex from A Clockwork Orange? How about I do that? How do you like me now? How do you like back when it was X-rated? Can you see that? But yeah. I did, and I got a smaller poster over there. I'll take a picture of it on my chair. But one year, back at Kent State, back in the 80s, I went dressed as Alex, and it was easy to do. I just wore white sweatpants with a jock strap on the outside. I had half a pool cue as like the wand, the stick. Borrowed some one fake eyelash, easy and effective. What else did I do? That was about it. You know, I had, wish I had photos of it still. We used to have a lot of wild parties, like toga parties. You ever been to a toga party? Yeah, we had like beach parties in the wintertime where they would, it's like a dorm room. They'd bring in all this sand and we'd act like it was a beach. Prompt 5. Slice of life. What is something others may consider simple or mundane, but is something you can't see a summer without? Watermelon, corn on the cob. I had some corn on the cob the other day. I just microwave it in the husk. Pretty easy. I heard a tip the other day. Soak it in salt water like overnight. But I used to love to cook corn on the cob on the grill. I'd always just keep it in the husk. Watermelon, I haven't had any yet. Well, summer just started. I think they were $5.99 for one. Not a big one at Trader Joe's last time I looked last week. Or swimming. I used to really enjoy swimming in quarries and pools, the ocean. 6, scary story. Which author would you invite to go camping with you, knowing you would want to hear the scariest story that they can tell around the campfire? Wow. Lovecraft, but he's not known for his camping stories. He's known for like sea stories, ocean stories, and I've been thinking about the beach. Angelia mentions the beach. I haven't been to the beach since, last summer. Cannon Beach here in Oregon. So, what author? Should I wimp out and say Stephen King? I do like Stephen King a lot. 7, first love, summer crush. A romantic interest during the summer months often leads to a bittersweet ending or a lasting impact. Which do you prefer to read? How does the age of the characters affect this opinion? I prefer a bittersweet ending. Yeah, because then there's a chance for a sequel, perhaps, and that. 8, nostalgia. Which book or books instill in you an overwhelming sense of summer nostalgia? They don't have to necessarily take place during the summer, but rather they somehow are attached to summer for you. I'm going to go with crime novels. I haven't read a crime novel in years, like on purpose. Except for James Lee Burke. I read one last year, maybe a couple last year. Told the story of meeting him. I used to meet a lot of writers at the Poison Pen bookstore in Scottsdale, Arizona. Just a lot of them. Sue Grafton. Some I can't even remember when his name is. John L. Lescott used to go. They would tour, do a book circuit. Back in the days of email letters, you'd sign up for their email letter and that. God, mail letters in the mail. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Summer stories. What is a book or books you would recommend where the summertime is the primary focus? Well, a book they don't talk about a lot that I like from Stephen King is Duma Key. Duma Key, one of the keys in Florida. And it's also where the main character is a painter. That's one. Summer stories. When I'm on the beach, I'm too busy enjoying the ocean or walking. And I don't read when I walk. Looking around. 10, don't forget to tag some booktubers. Okay. Jess at Book Girl TV. Nicole's Bookish Nook. You see, I think Pat's already tagged a lot of people. And a lot of people have done this already. There's Gareth. I'm sure he's been tagged. Holly Rhiannon at Stygian Society. I've been watching her lives. Who else? Courtney, Tangible Reads. You've been tagged, I'm sure. Boy, enjoy your summer. That's why I'm wearing this, man. It's been hot today. It got up to 74. Sweat.
Thank you.